What's going on, guys? Thanks for letting me speak. I wrote something out. Hopefully it goes well. Let's see. Great moments are born from great opportunities. That was my dad's favorite YouTube video, a 4-year-old doing the Miracle on Ice speech. But I'm here today to tell you that my father's great ideas were born from great faith. A little bit about my relationship with my father. His favorite thing about me was my sobriety. He bought a drill bit and put a hole in every yearly token I'd get from AA and put on his car keys. So I think he'd be honored that I'm going to read from the AA Big Book at his memorial. Here's a quote from Bill Wilson about great ideas and accomplishments. Some of the contemporaries of Columbus thought a round earth preposterous. Others came near putting Galileo to death for his astronomical heresies. Even in the present century, this is an old book, American newspapers were afraid to print an account of the Wright brothers' first successful flight at Kitty Hawk. But the Wright brothers' almost childish faith that they could build a machine which would fly was the mainspring of their accomplishment. Without that, nothing could have happened. Thank God my father was childish. That was the mainspring of his accomplishments. I challenge you all to go out and ask a child what they want to be when they grow up. You might hear an astronaut, the President of the United States, or like Sydney Evans, now a freshman at Hamilton, told me 8 years ago on her front porch, I want to be a pop star, a singer. Children believe in themselves wholeheartedly, and because my father never grew out of his true self that he found at Hamilton, he believed he could accomplish anything. He even named his company after Alexander Hamilton and had dreams of running for president of the United States, he told me. Together, let's imagine the moment Andy read that Clinton's first hockey game took place in 1918 and that Clinton needed to celebrate 100 years of hockey and that this would help Clinton win the upcoming Hockeyville contest. With hardly any evidence to back it up, somehow he knew Clinton could do it. He had that childish faith Bill Wilson talked about in the Wright brothers. Switching gears for a bit, Columbus was cool and all, but didn't the Vikings sail to North America first? I love the show Vikings, so I'm going on that. My father reminds me of Ragnar Lothbrok, a farmer from Norway a long, long time ago. Ragnar, like Andy, sailed west to new kingdoms, kings, queens, and warriors. They were not satisfied with everyday life. They knew there had to be more. Ragnar had to hand select people from his town and give his pitch about his journey, just like my father did with Thank You, Albert Prettyman in 100 Years of Hockey. The Vikings receiving their pitch from Ragnar would say, what is England? Well, in my father's meeting, they would say, who is Albert Prettyman? But they were both million-dollar ideas and both led them to be the hero of their small town. Talking about warriors my dad met, NBC really sent in the cavalry with Jeremy Roenick. I remember talking to my father, calling me and saying, Owen, I got an offer you can't refuse. Can't get this apart. I got an offer you can't refuse. We're going to play golf with Roenick. It was a lot of fun. I believe Roenick was the last person to talk to my father on the phone before he passed. JR said he wished he could clone Andy and put him in different spots all over the world to make life easier for everyone. Another special warrior that came to Clinton because of my father's hard work and adventurous spirit was Artemi Panarin. He makes $13 million a year now playing for the New York Rangers, and he scored a goal in the Clinton Arena. He is currently fighting against corruption in Russia against Vladimir Putin. Because my father's favorite Hamilton fact is that alumnus Francis Baker told Hitler at the 36th Olympics that the United States will always beat Germany, I think he would appreciate Artemi's current struggle. And last but not least, that even the commissioner of the NHL, Gary Bettman, the man who said, Mark Messier, come get the Stanley Cup, I was excited to say that, wrote my father a letter in his last days. And of course, like any good Viking, my father loved treasure, and he helped win a lot for the Clinton Arena and his beloved Hamilton Point clients. But the greatest treasure of all was his family. He would do anything for them, including sacrificing his life for them. My sister Wilton, who was the athlete of our family, he would tell me to come over and poke her muscles to see how strong she was. My mother, Julia, he loved her so much, he allowed his least favorite thing in our house for decades, dogs. If my dad lived in a house with a dog, you can guarantee he was in love with whoever it was that had them. My brother Andrew was his favorite. I remember when Andrew would call, he would tell everyone to be quiet so he could have a clear conversation with Andrew. And with me, he would always give me stuff to carry and joke on me that I was his Sherpa. Family was his real treasure. Andy found true happiness on this earth through family and hard work. Only some of us are so lucky. Austin Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs was recently quoted as simply saying, "I was put on this earth to play hockey." My father could probably relate because he was put on this earth to be a Burns and Clinton. It is that simple. If you remember one thing from this speech, be it that, like Babe Ruth, my father had the most home runs, but he also had the most strikeouts. So never let the fear of striking out stop you from dreaming big. We could get into the many things he failed at, but this is his memorial, so we would be nice. As this share winds down, I challenge people to join me in setting their sails to the west, even if everyone is looking to the east, and think, what is the best possible outcome for my life? Let's work towards that, because that's what Andy did. It is sad that a man who helped others plan for retirement never got to have one. So I hope everyone is making sure they enjoy the journey, because life is all about the journey. And the journey is so much sweeter when you set sail for an amazing destination like Andy did. Thank you.